What if meditation is not bringing you closer to enlightenment? That sounds strange because the mind believes there must be a special practice, a clean path, a quiet state, something that finally opens the door. But what if meditation and baking French baguettes have exactly the same relationship to enlightenment? In this video, I will look at why meditation can calm the body-mind, why it cannot produce oneness, why ordinary life is not less sacred than silence, and why nothing can bring you closer to what was never absent. What does meditation have to do with enlightenment? Nothing and everything. What does baking French baguettes have to do with enlightenment? Nothing and everything. This is not a joke, or perhaps it is. The mind wants meditation to be special. It wants meditation to be the royal road, the clean path, the noble effort, the bridge from ordinary life to freedom. So it sits. It watches the breath. It watches thoughts. It waits for silence. And somewhere, hidden quietly in the background, there may be a hope. Perhaps this will bring me closer. There is nothing wrong with meditation. Meditation may calm the body. It may slow the stream of thought. It may make the body-mind more focused, more peaceful, more gentle, more aware. That is beautiful. In the world of daily life, this can be useful. The nervous system may settle. Speech may become softer. Reactions may become less sharp. All of that may happen, or not. But being does not become more being because the mind is quiet. Oneness is not produced by meditation. Silence is not closer to oneness than noise. Stillness is not closer than movement. A meditation cushion is not closer than a kitchen chair. A monastery is not closer than a bakery. The one appears as all of it. Meditation, baguettes, traffic, emails, pain, restlessness, silence. This is difficult for the spiritual mind because the spiritual mind believes in progress. It says, if I practice, I will improve. If I improve, I will become ready. If I become ready, enlightenment may happen. This logic works well in the world of form. If you practice the piano, the hands may learn. If you practice a language, words may come more easily. If you practice baking, the baguette may become better. But enlightenment is not a skill. A skill belongs to the body-mind. The body-mind can learn. It can be trained. It can become calmer, more disciplined, more patient, more attentive. This is conditioning changing. And there is nothing wrong with changing conditioning. But what you are is not the conditioning. What you are is not improved by better habits. What you are is not damaged by old habits. Being is not waiting for the character to become spiritual. The seeker often imagines enlightenment as a state, a quiet state, a radiant state, a pure state, a thought-free state, a peaceful state. So the seeker looks for methods that may produce that state. Meditation, ritual, asceticism, silence, devotion, retreat. Again, nothing wrong with any of this. But every state comes and goes. What comes and goes cannot be what you are. Peaceful meditation may appear. Then it disappears. A restless meditation may appear. Then it disappears. A day of clarity may appear. Then it disappears. A week of confusion may appear. Then it disappears. The mind says, I am getting closer. Then it says, I have fallen back. But closer and farther belong to the path, and there is no path to what is already here. The wave does not need to meditate to become water. A calm wave is water. A restless wave is water. A high wave is water. A broken wave is water. The ocean does not prefer the meditating wave. It does not reject the noisy wave. All waves are water. In the same way, meditation is not rejected. It is simply not a bridge to oneness. There is no bridge because there are not two shores. The mind may say, "Then should I stop meditating?" No, or yes. Meditation may continue. Meditation may fall away. Both are simply what appears. If the body sits, sitting happens. If the body does not sit, not sitting happens. The little me does not need to turn this into a new problem. There is no spiritual advantage in meditating. There is no spiritual failure in not meditating. There is only what is happening. This can be a relief. Meditation no longer has to carry the burden of enlightenment. It can simply be meditation, sitting, breathing, hearing, thinking, feeling, nothing special. A thought appears, a sound appears, a sensation appears. The idea of me meditating appears. All of it appears in being. All of it appears as being. The baker does not have less access to oneness than the monk. The one kneading dough is not farther away than the one sitting in silence. The warm bread, the flour on the hands, the oven heat, the smell in the room, the ordinary movement of work. None of this is outside the one. The baguette is not an obstacle. The kitchen is not an obstacle. The body is not an obstacle. The mind is not an obstacle. Nothing stands outside oneness. This is why the question becomes strange. What does meditation have to do with enlightenment? Nothing. Because enlightenment is not caused by meditation. Everything. Because meditation, like everything else, appears as the one. What does baking French baguettes have to do with enlightenment? Nothing. Because bread does not produce freedom. Everything. Because bread, flour, hunger, hands, and heat are not separate from being. The spiritual mind wants hierarchy. It says, meditation is higher. Baking is lower. Silence is sacred. Work is worldly. Stillness is spiritual. Restlessness is a problem. This is division. This is the knife of the mind. But oneness does not divide itself into holy and ordinary. The sacred is not hiding in silence. The ordinary is not outside the sacred. There is only life appearing. A cup of tea is not less than meditation. Feeding the cat is not less than prayer. Walking to the shop is not less than sitting in stillness. Of course, the mind may prefer one experience over another. That is natural. The body-mind has its conditioning, its habits, its tastes, its rhythms. But being does not measure these things. Being does not say, "This is spiritual. This is not spiritual." Those are labels in the movie. If meditation happens with the hope of becoming enlightened, that hope is included. If meditation happens without hope, that is included. If boredom appears, included. If bliss appears, included. If irritation appears because the mind will not stop, included. If the thought appears, I am wasting my time, included. Nothing in the sitting is outside the one. The mind may try to make meditation perfect. Perfect posture, perfect attention, perfect silence, perfect surrender. Then meditation becomes another stage for the little me. The little me wants to be a good meditator, a deep meditator, a spiritual meditator, a meditator who is getting somewhere. But where would it go? Being is already here before the first breath is watched. There is a simple honesty in this. Meditation may be useful, but it is not ultimate. It may bring calm, but calm is a state. It may bring clarity, but clarity is a state. It may bring silence, but silence is a state. States come and go. What you are is present through all states. The mind often thinks silence is closer to truth than thought. But thought appears in silence, and silence appears as another experience. The absence of thought is not oneness. The presence of thought is not separation. Thoughts are waves. Silence is a calm surface. Both are water. The ocean is not more ocean when the surface is still. Perhaps meditation has been part of your life for many years. Perhaps it has brought many beautiful changes, a calmer body, a softer heart, a more spacious mind. Good. Enjoy the fruit if fruit appears. But do not ask meditation to deliver what was never absent. Do not make the cushion responsible for your freedom. The cushion is innocent. Perhaps you have never meditated. Good. Nothing is missing. There is no spiritual debt. No lost opportunity. No distance created by not sitting still. The one who has never meditated is not farther from oneness than the one who has sat for 40 years. The wave that never read a book is still water. The wave that has read 1,000 books is still water. No wave is more water than another. This does not mean all practices are useless in daily life. They may be very useful. Meditation may help with restlessness. Communication may become gentler. The body may become more relaxed. Attention may become clearer. In the world of form, cause and effect appear. Practice may shape the body-mind. That is part of the movie, but the screen is not improved by the character's practice. The body-mind complex may continue to meditate because that is its conditioning, or it may stop because that is its conditioning. It may join a community. It may leave a community. It may go on retreat. It may stay home and bake bread. Life unfolds according to the movie. The little me claims, I chose this, but the choosing also appears. So where does this leave meditation? Right where it is. Not on a pedestal. Not in the dustbin. Just meditation. A simple human activity. Like walking. Like breathing. Like listening. Like baking French baguettes. Ordinary. Complete. Not a bridge. Not a failure. Not a requirement. You do not need spiritual practice to be what you are. And if spiritual practice happens, it is also what you are. This is the paradox. Nothing is needed. Everything is included. No method leads to oneness. No method stands outside oneness. The seeker wants this to become a clear instruction. But it is not an instruction, it is a pointer. So sit if sitting happens. Bake if baking happens. Walk if walking happens. Work if working happens. Rest if rest happens. Let the movie play. Let life unfold. Do not worry too much about whether you are on the right path. The path is another appearance. The walker is another appearance. The destination is another appearance. Being is not walking anywhere. What does meditation have to do with enlightenment? Nothing and everything. What does baking French baguettes have to do with enlightenment? Nothing and everything. Because nothing can bring you closer, and nothing can take you away. There is no distance. There is no gate. There is no separate one who must arrive. There is only this: meditation appearing, bread appearing, thought appearing, silence appearing, the one appearing as ordinary life. Stay with this channel for more quiet talks, not to become a better meditator, not to find the perfect practice, only because listening is what appears now, and perhaps later, a fresh baguette. Thank you for listening.